I know you just click that on, hit the trigger.
Gotcha.
And you're a plumber.
And the whole... All right, Mike. It's January. We're outside freezing our butts off. What are we looking at today?
Hanukkah Harry was good to me this past Hanukkah, and he got me the new RIDGID RP 351 Pro Press tool with the jaws, with two batteries. You got jaws up to 2-inch, half-inch to 2-inch. I got this groovy
the half inches on there.
Yeah, the half inch is on there. This is actually what I like a lot. Is you got the charger, but it gives you two different cords. One to plug in the regular outlet, and one to plug into your
car.
Yeah, your old cigarette outlet. I guess I would. What do you call these things?
Yeah.
The
ashtray.
Yeah, your ashtray. You can charge it while you're driving. So I dig that a lot. What I like about it is I got the big bulky one, the big one. Now I got the small, like the skinny one, and it still does up to 2-inch.
So wait, the one you've had a Pro Press gun. The one you had was a big bulky one.
Yeah, I still do. It looks like this one. It looks like this big bulky one.
Yeah.
But what I like about this is nice and skinny.
It's a lot lighter.
The kit came with two batteries, a charger, jaws up to 2-inch, and the gun. It's nice and lightweight. It's got 18-volt batteries, and you have to double click on this, which is different than my old batteries. You can see this is the old RIDGID battery. It had this part.
Yeah, it's kind of fugazi.
Yeah, and also you can never check how charged up your battery was. This one you can. This one you can't. So I like that. But basically, it's just I got it because it's a lot skinnier and lighter and easier to maneuver.
Where did you buy it from?
Penn Supply.
Okay, so you buy this at a supply house. You're not buying this on Amazon.
You could buy it online, but I go to the supply house. It's the same price, if not cheaper. And I have, I pay them. I don't have to deal online and shipping and all. And again, I think it was like $3,500 or $3,800. So
wow, is it that expensive?
Yeah. Well, with all the jaws, the two batteries, the charger, I could have just got the gun for like $2,300 or $2,500 or something, but I figured I'd get all the jaws too.
That's expensive though. I wouldn't have thought it was gonna be that expensive. But.
Yeah, they're not cheap. It's got the indicator light on here and then it shows you if it's low battery, if the temperature's bad, or the temperature's bad, or if it's locked out, if like the jaws lock up. And then also on this one, I registered it on the RIDGID mobile app, and it's Bluetooth. So basically, if you see on my app here, I have this Pro Press gun registered. If I had more, I could register more if they were Bluetooth enabled. And you click on it, basically tells you how many cycles you've done, what you've done in the last 30 days. You can look for service centers. I can buy parts, the support documents for it if I ever lose the paperwork. And then I can also request for a tool repair. So it gives you different options. You don't have to, do the Bluetooth, but we wanted to see what it was all about. It's kind of cool. It keeps you. I registered it too, so there's a lifetime warranty on RIDGID stuff, but they don't warranty like wear and tear or something. Whatever the warranty is, I registered it. I'm in there.
So might be a dumb question, but what is the alternative to Pro Press? Like if you're a plumber and you don't have $2,300 to buy a Pro Press gun, like what are you doing instead?
You can solder, or you can do shark bite. How about new? If you're working
shark bite's like a dirty word in plumbing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the handyman repair type thing.
So Pro Press is for what type of connections?
Copper connections.
Copper connections.
Yeah.
So
Pro Press is copper fittings. Now they do make I can get the Mega Press jaws and use this gun, and the Mega Press jaws will do Pro Press for black iron fittings. So like gas pipes and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So these jaws are only designed for copper.
Just for copper.
Okay.
The jaw. If I wanted to get the jaws for black iron, it's a separate set.
Yeah.
And they're not cheap.
So Mike was really excited to show this off to me, but we're not doing any Pro Press today.
Yeah, we're soldering. So I don't have the fittings.
But show me how this thing works.
I mean, basically, to take the jaws in or out, if you want to change them, you just pull that bar out. You put your jaws in, you put them in. Usually when I first turn it on, I'll do a full depress before I even do anything. Let it cycle fully through. And then basically you open the jaws like here, fingertip control. And then you put it on the fitting, make sure the fitting's on all the way, it doesn't slide off. Mark where the fitting goes onto, so you know it doesn't slide off. put the jaws around it, and that's how you make a fitting.
It's weird to me. Like, I guess, is it just like compressing more than I can see? Like, the whole point of it is to press it, right? But it doesn't seem like it's pressing hard.
Yeah, well, it goes around the fitting and compresses the fitting. So, like, right now, it's not, it's just the actuator. That noise is just the actuator moving up to
Gotcha.
push this thing forward, however it works. I'm not an engineer, but I know you just click that on, hit the trigger.
Gotcha.
And you're a plumber.
And the whole and the whole point of it is, instead of soldering to get the solder in there to prevent leaks, you press it hard enough that nothing's going to leak out of it.
Yeah, it makes a seal.
Yeah. Okay.
And with ProPress, you don't have to worry about water in the lines or whatever, or flame. You know, a lot of unions are using ProPress these days because on their job sites they used to have like flame control, where there's fire watch, they call it.
Right.
So if you're soldering, you got to make sure you got the protection in place, to the safety in place to make sure that the building doesn't go up in fire.
Right.
If you use this, there's no fire to make your connections. So a lot of these guys have been using this. And at this point in the game, these companies are making more ProPress fittings than they are solder fittings. So some of the ProPress fittings are the same price, if not cheaper, than the sweat connections.
Oh, right. So that's another thing I didn't even realize.
When this first came out,
there's different connections if you're doing a different method.
Yeah, when this first came out, the ProPress fittings were very expensive.
Gotcha.
Now, these manufacturers are making so many ProPress fittings that they're very comparable to solder fittings. Like a 3/4 sweat valve is actually more expensive than a 3/4 ProPress valve these days.
Wow.
Which 5-10 years ago, that would have been crazy to say, because it would have been double, triple the price. But now it's actually cheaper than the sweat connections.
Yeah.
I mean, there's pros and cons to ProPress. Don't get me wrong, but it's nice to have on the van. I don't use it every day, every second, but
Seems nicer than lug around that stupid acetylene tank.
yeah, sometimes it's nice and sleek. So
You look like a good plumber when you show up with that.
yeah, like $3,800 plumber right here, baby.
Yeah, yeah. So what's your rating? How many plungers?
For the rigid one, I'm going 5 out of 5.
Wow.
Yeah,
Really?
They do make different ProPress guns, but when it comes to ProPress, I love the rigid. And the other thing is, I like the bigger, chunky battery. They make another gun similar to this that has the skinny little, like, 12-volt battery. I don't like that. I like to have it slides in. It's a nice battery. I don't like messing with them small little 12-volt batteries for any cordless tools.
Right.
I always like the 18 volts. So that's why I got this one.
We were also having a conversation if this is the same rigid as that orange rigid you see in Home Depot, which we don't know the answer to that
No,
question.
it's not, or it's made by 2 different companies. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure, but it's not the same thing.
And
These batteries won't work with those rigid.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mike's normally in Milwaukee till he dies, but he goes rigid for the
For plumbing stuff, you know, pipe wrenches, ProPress, fretters, stuff like that, I go rigid.
Okay. All right, so 5 out of 5 plungers. Very nice.
That's it, baby.